Thing in a modern shop nowadays is battery operated. And I'll tell you what, Joe does this so well. This is now a cordless wet dry vac. The biggest problem with regular wet dry vacs is indeed the cord, because you're always encumbered by it. You're limited by its length. Now, I need to point out, we're selling the vacuum without the battery. And the reason why Joe does that, manufacturers realize that usually one of the most expensive parts of a tool is the battery itself. So if you already have a Sun Joe item with a 24 volt, and by the way, if it's a 24 volt from Sun Joe, it doesn't matter whether the battery is white, whether the battery is blue, they're all interchangeable, okay? They all work the same way. This battery alone sells for $73.50 with the charger. But in this case, you're not gonna get it. If you do need it though, it is available. And that's gonna give you, again, the freedom of being able to have full battery operation for a wet dry vac without a cord. I think that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. On-off switch is up here at the top. It's got a ton of suction. Let me close this up. Just a ton of suction. You then get all the accessories that you would normally expect to get. What I've got though is a clearance sale price that's 25% off. You're then also getting Easy Pay with 5 payments of under 20 bucks to get it home. Wouldn't it be nice to have a car vacuum that you could take out in the middle of a parking lot and still be able to get your automobile clean? For that purpose alone was one of the reasons why I wanted it. Great little item. Now, it also comes with all the filters that you need, and it is a true wet dry vac. Sean, when I first saw this, my first question was, battery operation, is it going to be as powerful as one with a cord? You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, and that was my first question when I got mine is this going to work like the plug-in one? It works better because I don't need to be tethered to that cord. So I can take this wherever I want. As you said, doesn't matter what kind of battery you have. So I have all the different kind of batteries we have on the table here. So if you have any of these colored batteries, whether it's black and white, orange and white, gray and white, blue and white, they're all going to interchange. So all these will go into your wet dry vac. And that's why we created this 24 volt system here at QVC. Because if you've bought something with one of these color batteries, you don't need one to get this. That's why we're offering it as a core tool. As you said, power. I love this one for wet and dry, all right? So when you turn it on, you can hear the power. You can feel the suction here, all right? And just to show you, watch, we'll just suck up some of the water here, all right? You can see how fast it sucks that up, all right? It's really powerful. So that's the cool thing about the wet dry vac is that when it sucks up all that water, it does a fantastic job. Now, you might say, well, doesn't that get really heavy? We even thought of that too. See this cap right here on the bottom?
Yep.
All I have to do is unscrew that cap, and now I can let that 5 gallons of water flow out instead of me having to take the top off, dump it out. And we've also got a washable filter in there that you don't have to remove when you're sucking up the wet stuff, because those other ones out there come with a paper filter.
Yep.
What does that mean?
And if you get them
you gotta
wet,
take it all apart.
Yeah.
Right?
If you get, and I'm talking about every other wet dry vac that I know of.
Yeah.
If you get the filter wet, it's ruined. And the filters are 20 bucks a piece. This is a plastic filter that is actually washable. So it's tiny little touches like that. Here's the other thing. Most wet dry vacs are plastic. This is stainless steel.
Yes, it is.
And the crazy thing is that stainless steel weighs less than the plastic.
Yeah, and it's going to last longer, so you don't have to worry about it rusting out. You don't have to worry about, all this stuff. For whatever reason, plastic, when you get a little bit of water in there and a little bit of dirt and dust, never comes up clean, so it always smells musty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is great too because it's got a telescoping wand with it extension.
I like that a lot. So this is
part of the package too. So there's so many different things on here, so many different ways to use this. So it really does make a huge difference. And notice, they all store on board. There's places on the feet that I can put the tools. So when I want to keep the tools with the unit, they stay with it.
So you're
Just
not
makes so
running
much
back
sense.
to the garage. Last year, just point blank, was a crappy year. It just was. We had not one, but two storms of a lifetime. How can you have two once-in-a-lifetime storms? Sean's been to my farm 100 times. I've never, ever had water, rainwater, in my pool. But I live on the convergence of two creeks, and both creeks overflowed by 31 feet. I almost had water in my house. It was close. But I did have groundwater that seeped up through my basement floor, and the only way to get that out would be a wet, dry vac.
Yeah.
And it saved
so,
me. So we had, not the EPA, FEMA. FEMA came to our property because it took out one of our roadway bridges completely. That's how much force and power was on this storm. And they said, if you get 7 inches of rain in a 24-hour period, is considered the storm of the century. 14 inches of rain in 24 hours is the storm of 500 years. Well, we had 12.5 inches of rain in 2 hours. And it was massive. You saw the flooding, especially in the little town called Downingtown. I think everybody in that town had to have had a wet, dry vac in June.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, all right, wet, dry vac does you no good when you have to plug it in and you don't have power.
Yeah.
So think about that.
That's very true.
Battery powered works when the power isn't working. So when does the power go out? When you have the storms. When do you get water? When the power's out. So this is great that you can do that. I like that it's portable. You can roll it around wherever you want. It's got the bigger caster wheels on there. So it's really well thought out. And again, a 2-year warranty on this. So all the Joe products come with a warranty. So we stand behind everything. So if you have any issues, let us know. This guy's great because it just follows you all around. When you want to clean out the car, you don't have to get the cord all tangled up like you always did in the past. You want to blow some leaves, you can put the hose onto the exhaust end and blow some leaves or clean off dust and dirt if you want to do that as well. So this thing is really powerful, does a fantastic job. And again, as long as you have one of our 24-volt batteries, look, maybe you got one from our Air Joe from 2 years ago. This guy's going to work in here. Maybe you got one the other day that's gray and white. This guy's going to work in here. That's the reason why we're offering you just the tool today, because maybe you don't need another battery and you'd like to be able to get a nice savings. This is a way to do that.
Yeah, I've got the snow blower that actually has two 24-volt batteries. So yeah. I don't need to spend the money on an extra battery. But most manufacturers are always going to try to get that extra money for me. Here, if you've already got the battery, we sell the tool by itself. If you need both, I'm more than happy to provide it for you. I've got the batteries and the charger for $73.50, which, by the way, is a very fair price. The battery is usually the most expensive part of any battery-operated tool. So pick this up while you get a chance. I've got less than 100 to go around. I like this size shop vac. I went and bought a bigger one about 5 years ago, thinking that bigger would be better. And the thing is so clunky, it won't get out of its own way. Sean, yeah. I wish I had gone to a smaller unit. Little things like this, the fact that they give you a stainless steel wand with the extension on it. This is the neatest little contraption. Little black thumb touch. When you push it, now you can ratchet this out so that you can get to every area of the back of the vehicle without any issues.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's just a better design all the way around. I think that's really been the key to Sun Joe's success, is that they do a lot of engineering and a lot of consumer marketing to find out what people really want before they bring something to the marketplace.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing, and that's why we can offer a warranty with all our products. Because we stand behind them, we know they're going to work.
A 2-year warranty on a wet dry vac is unheard of. Enjoy. Don't go anywhere, Sean.